Hey guys, my name's Shelby. So today I'm going to talk to you about Wax by Gina Damico. This book came out in 2016. It's a horror comedy, right? So it has a horror plot, right? It's basically a body snatchers or simulationist type or simulation type story, where there's these people in some small town are getting kidnapped and replaced by wax homunculi. And it's up to the main character and her ragtag bunch of musical theater friends to kind of save the day, along with their trusty sidekick, who is like a good homunculus, basically, or at least a homunculus that is being possessed by the bad guys, the way that the other ones are, right? He's kind of autonomous, and he's chosen to help them. Yeah. So, and then the humor side, right? It doesn't take itself too seriously, right? There's a lot of jokes, there's a lot of musical theater references. And then the narrator, her full name is Poppy Palladino, right? And so just, if a book has an alliterative name for the main character, that kind of tells you that it's not super serious, right? Like you don't do that if it's supposed to be a really serious, dark book. Yeah. So I enjoyed this one a lot. It was a lot of fun. I ended up reading it like mostly in just one day. Or basically in one sitting, right? Or two. Really the only thing that I didn't really like about it was the ending, right? So I think if you're gonna have a horror story, you don't necessarily have to have a sad ending or a bad ending where everybody dies. But there does need to be a kind of a sense of change, right? In this book, there are some deaths that are not necessarily glossed over, but they're not given a lot of narrative weight. And at the end, the resolution feels a lot like the beginning of the novel, with really just like a couple of details, right? Like the main character, the boy that's been bullying her is dead, right? So she's not getting bullied anymore, which kind of has some not great implications, but that's not really here or there. Yeah. But other than that, it was fun. Yeah. So some other books that you might like if you like this one. There's Grooves by Kevin Brockmeyer. That one's for middle grade. But it's kind of a similar, silly, not horror comedy. A little bit more on the comedy side, or maybe the fantasy side, than this one is. There's also Gil's All Fright Diner by A. Lee Martinez. That is one that I haven't read yet, but it is about a werewolf and a vampire who get hired by a diner owner to kill zombies and end up saving the world, right? So it's another kind of tongue-in-cheek horror comedy in the way that this one is. You might also look into, I guess, just what's called weird fiction as a whole. That includes stuff like Jeff Vandermeer and Neil Gaiman. This isn't, I don't know that I would go so far as to classify this as weird fiction, right? It's not quite there. It's not quite weird enough. It doesn't have all of the stylistic elements necessarily. But I think it has all the plot elements that make fiction weird. Yeah, so this one's a little bit short compared to my other reviews. But yeah, I hope you guys check this book out. It was a pretty fun read. See ya.